Hey everybody, it's Marla Martinson, and you are watching another episode of Conversations with Cupid, and I'm with Brenda Crozier again. Yay!
Hi!
We've been trying to do this for 2 weeks because we have two subjects we want to talk about, and her internet was going wonky, and then her husband almost decapitated cut off his thumb, and we were supposed to do our video, and she emails me, Marla, my husband's been taken away in an ambulance.
He's in the ER until 11 p.m. at night.
Oh.
That was crazy. That was crazy. But he's good. He's all good.
Oh.
Appendages are all there.
Appendages are intact, and we are going to talk about something really fun today, which is pendulums. Pendulum use. And I love pendulums. I've got 3. We're both going to show our pendulums, and then Brenda is an expert on all of this divination stuff, and she's going to tell us about it.
I did take down a little bit of notes because it said the pendulum started around 1602 by a name named Galilei. Now, that part I didn't know. A pendulum is for divination, how we use it for divination. It is a weight on the end of a string, chain, whatever you use. Whatever you use for the stone is all on you. I personally, now this one is a lapis lazuli. I can never say that. Lazuli. And I have the chakra crystals on the top. This I use when people ask me for Reiki long distance healing. I also clear their chakras. I use this pendulum. There's many pendulums. I have the black tourmaline, which is much heavier, with the little snow. The black,
beautiful.
Yeah. And I have the tiger's eye. I mean, it depends on what works for you. I have another one here. I think this one is jasper.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
But it's just simply a weight at the end of a chain or a string. Back in, now you see how it's moving, and I'm not moving my hands. Back in the time of when our parents and our grandparents were growing up, the pendulum was basically a piece of hair or a piece of string on a needle, on a threaded needle. And my mother, though she will again, just like the Ouija, she's going to say this never happened, we remember it clearly, she would take, if you were pregnant, or if you were thinking about getting pregnant, she would take the piece of your hair, put it with a needle, and she would put it over your stomach. If you were already pregnant, the law back then, or the law of the pendulum back then was, if it went forward like this, and I'm doing that on my own, then that means you were having a boy. If it circled like this, you were having a girl. And it came out every time.
Wow.
Then as the years came by, people started making pendulums. They made them with the different stones. Different stones have different meanings. The black tourmaline is for grounding. This one, again, is to clear your chakras. This one is for empowerment. Tiger eye. And it just, I always want to say tiger lily. I don't know why. But it just depends on, I have one that I actually was gifted that I put on one of my little drum.
Oh, nice.
And
that's beautiful.
It's a pink.
Moonstone?
Yeah, nope, this is a pink quartz.
Okay.
And I put it on here because remember we were talking about how I use the pendulum on my Ouija boards. But I don't want to directly touch the thread because I don't want how you get the auto. So I will put it on here and put it over the Ouija board to get my answers.
Awesome.
You can use anything. You can use, and I have one here somewhere, a necklace that you're wearing. You can use something like that. As long as it has a weight on it, as long as it's personal to you. Now, the problem with buying these on the internet, you can get a great deal on eBay. You can get like 5 for, $20, whatever. But you're not always getting the real crystal, number 1. And number 2, if you don't feel that pendulum You don't know if you have a connection to it. You just don't know. I mean, people have used these to clear their chakras. People have used these to find things. If you are missing something in the house, first you should have a relationship with your pendulum. And how you do that is you hold it in your hand, you sleep with it, you carry it with you for like at least a week. I usually do about a month, but at least a week. Then you ask the pendulum, can you show me where, can you show me yes? And it will do that. And then you say, pendulum, can you show me no?
Show
Thank
me yes.
you.
Look, when I say show me yes,
Yeah.
it goes clockwise. Look, show me yes,
Yeah.
that's my yes. And
Can
then
you
show me no,
no.
show me no, and it starts going back and forth like this.
Yeah.
That's your no, this is my no, this is back and forth, yeah?
Yes, and that's personal to you.
Now, I think, just to interrupt you for a minute, I think I must not have spent it, I've used these a lot, but I've tried to find lost things, doesn't work for me.
It works for me. It works for me because my husband lost, I want to say his keys, but it's been almost a year now. And he was looking and looking and looking. I went over to his desk, used the pendulum. I went over to the nightstand by his bed. I went everywhere. Got to the car, it started going yes. Sure enough, he had his keys in the glove compartment of the car.
Well, I'm going to start sleeping with one of these. The one that I use the most is my beechwood one. I just love this one, and I use it. I'm a healer, so whenever somebody comes for a session, I will check their chakras with it. Now, if I'll set it in front above each chakra. If the chakra is blocked, it won't move. And then when I do the work, and then you can test it, and then the chakras are open, and it'll go like this. So it's a real validation that this energy work really works, that it's not just fluff. There's proof.
And you can see which ones are really blocked and which ones aren't because it moves really rapid.
Yes.
It starts really showing like, yes, this is where the issue is. If you have a headache, a migraine, you can put it over your head where the spot hurts. It will go until it stops. Once it stops, then it's released whatever it needs to release the energies to stop your migraines.
Wow, this is great. I didn't know that. Okay. See, that's why I had to talk to you, Brenda. You're always a wealth of little tips and everything.
I love my pendulums as much as I love my Ouija boards. But you really need to, it is just like any divination tool. It becomes a part of you when you start working with it. I wouldn't let other people touch your pendulums. I would let other people work with your pendulums. I would keep them, like I said, keep them with you, until you get a personal connection with them, and just use them for your divination, for what you use them for, because it then becomes a part of you.
Oh, also, I will say, if you buy one, I like buying them from metaphysical shops or crystal shops, and then you pick it out, and then when you get it home, you need to cleanse it. So put some incense or something and let it...
I put mine once, if I'm not holding it during the daytime. Like, I will sleep with it under my pillow, keep it with me in my bra, whatever. But if I am cleansing it, I use sea salt, put it in a bowl. I take sage, sweetgrass, rosemary, something like that, and I smudge it. I just let the smoke get on it. Then what they call, you program it. Now, certain people have certain ways they program it. What you can do is hold it over a candle, and as it's moving, it'll be moving. Now I'm moving
over the flame. Over the flame.
Over the flame. When it stops, that's when you know that it's programmed. And then you can start working with it. When you say thank you, you always thank, because it is a part of you. You always say thank you so much for everything, all the clarity you've given me. When you go to put it away, or at least when I go to put it away, I put it back over the flame. Now, not directly on it, but, on top of it. And I reprogram it so that when I go ready to use it again, it's had all those energies.
Okay, so how do you program it? What do you say?
I don't even say anything. I just put it over. I'm the person that always talks to my pendulums. But I'm always like, okay, you get some good energy, and it will move. It moves on the flame, just over the flame, and then it stops. When it's programmed, it stops. Then you can work it for whatever
and
you
then
need.
after, let's say after I use mine for a healing, I should cleanse it every time, right?
You should not. Well, I don't always cleanse mine unless if I'm doing it directly on a person, then yes. Long distance healing, I just use the flame.
Yeah.
I use the flame, and that's how I do it. I get all those energies out of it, and I just let it clear. It's what you call clearing it. That's what I do. But you always use a certain etiquette when you have your pendulum. It's like, pendulum, can you please show me no? When it does, you say thank you.
Yeah.
After you're done with the session, you should always say thank you. People that don't use pendulums or don't use divination tools, it might seem silly to them, but it's what you do because you're getting connection. Mm-hmm. You're getting a connection with your divination tool.
Now, something else I like to use it for, since I don't read cards, but you do, and we're going to do a video about that. So everybody, I'm going to put the link to the tarot card video under this one because you'll want to see that. But so I'll spread the cards, I'll shuffle them and put my intention, then I'll spread them all out, and then I will hold my upside down so I don't see what it is, and put it on each of the card. And what do I need to know now? What is the most important message that I need to know now? Like, I'll use the Ascended Masters cards or Angel cards, something with a message. And then I will set it over each card, and by gosh, on one card, it'll start going like this. And then I'll pick up that card and I'll read the meaning to it. It's fun.
When I start to program, and I've got my Rider-Waite right here, when I first get the deck, I have a certain thing that I do to get in tune with the cards, and I'll show that in the next video. But I will also put my pendulum over it, and it will do this, and it will clear, and then it'll stop when it's done.
So that's clearing the cards?
It's clearing. That's how I do it. There's so many different methods for clearing, for cleansing. You will get some people that will just put the pendulum over the smoke. Mm-hmm. Or you will get some people that will just either, put it in a dish of salt or do the flame. There's so many different ways. It's what works for you.
But when you hold the pendulum over the cards, you're clearing the cards.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm clearing cards. All right. Yeah.
Well, this has been a really great little video about pendulums, and we just might have to do advanced pendulum.
I'm telling you, it's like I said, the most important thing to me is get a relationship with your pendulum.
Okay.
If you want it to work for you, you have to trust it. Trust the pendulum as much as it's going to trust you, and trust the answers you're getting from it. Right. That's the most important thing.
Okay, well, thanks, Brenda.
Thank you. Nice seeing you. And it's finally working. It's great.